Well, let's talk to Dr. Anton Grashion. He's a cybersecurity expert at the software firm Silence Inc., and he joins us now. Could you just explain to us why these kind of ransomware software hacks, why they happen? How lucrative actually are they really for those who infect our computers with them?
They're very lucrative, and we're seeing an increasing sort of business model where it's getting easier and easier to perpetrate these attacks. You no longer in computer programming to be able to perpetrate this. You can do it as a service, and so it's becoming mind-numbingly easy to do.
Well, you can actually find the information just online, can't you? And you can buy it relatively simply online.
Oh, absolutely. And because you're running it as a service, you have very, very little risk. You just collect the money as it comes in. And really, ransomware is a great example of where, retrospectively looking for evidence of this, you've already lost. The malware has already detonated in your system, and therefore everything's been encrypted. And so it's this zero-day nature of this new type of malware, and increasingly zero-day nature of a lot of malware variants, which means legacy systems just can't keep up with it.
When you say legacy systems, do you mean computer systems that haven't been updated recently, that haven't had the right patches put on them?
Not the patches. The patches obviously would have helped in this case, but there are always operational reasons why patches aren't always applied immediately. What you then hope for is that your anti-malware solution is good enough to be able to stop this zero-day type of malware. And unfortunately, that's not the case. If you're looking for signatures, a signature for a piece of piece of malware means that someone has to have been infected somewhere else. And that's why you need to start looking at AI-based alternatives that are looking at the DNA of malware, and they don't care whether it's new, old, or anything in between malware.
Given that, as you say, once the malware's hit, once you've got the ransomware in your computer, it's retrospective, it's already happened. What hope is there of actually tracking down those responsible?
Tracking them down is everyone's working on this at the moment. Whether you can actually attribute something to them is another matter. I think the huge amount of retrospective information, that retrospective work that's going on now, sort of overlooks the fact that we should have been trying to stop this malware attack rather than chase it into the network, because by the time you're chasing it into the network, you've already lost the game.
I mean, as you say, if somebody were to be tracked down, what could they be charged with, given that this is something that's happened globally?
It depends on the jurisdiction, and I'll leave that for the lawyers to argue out. But we do see people being brought to justice and extradited from various countries around the world. So I don't think that's a problem. Finding them might be a problem, but actually stopping this zero-day malware, that's what we need to do. We've been too focused on detect and respond as opposed to protect. And I think Kieran Martin said that earlier in his interview. Prevention is really the best way of going about this.
And in terms of the companies selling this kind of software online, should they be stopped? Do sanctions presumably need to be carried out against them?
Absolutely, but they're very agile. They can set up and close down very, very quickly. A lot of it happens on the dark web, so monitoring of the dark web is very, very difficult. So you can chase these things around, but if we can prevent it, I think we've got a much better story and a much better case going forward.
How confident are you that this won't happen again?
It will happen again. There are more and more people sending out more and more different variants of malware. What we need to do is to be more smart as we come to our prevention strategies, and actually rely on something that's going to stop this malware rather than chase it away once you've got it.
Do you think one large part of the problem is that you have a lot of people using computers? Computers now are in every single part of our lives, but not everybody who uses a computer actually really understands how a computer works. They don't understand the importance of rebooting. They don't understand the importance of downloading updates to software. I have to say, I'm talking as somebody who's just lost their mobile phone and didn't have it backed up for 52 weeks. So, you know, I'm a prime example. But is that part of the problem, that a lot of the people who are using the computers just aren't aware of the risk that's out there? Awareness programs within organisations is very, very important. However, you need to make the technology easy to use. So it shouldn't be getting in the way of your job. You need to be as productive as you possibly can. And therefore, your security measures shouldn't stand in the way of that. They shouldn't become a friction or a drag on your business. They need to help you enable your business and move forward, understanding what your risks are, but mitigating them at the same time. Okay, Dr. Anton Grashion, cybersecurity expert, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.